Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. I hope everybody's had a good week out there. Special edition show today. We're doing the show on Thanksgiving Day. And when I say we are doing the show, that would only be me, obviously. Everybody else is probably sitting around eating turkey, watching football, and I'm here at the studio by myself. But I plan on stopping by and eating some food at some friend's house. So on my way to work, of course, not many of you, obviously the golf course job, I was off today, but I do have to go into the puka tonight. So I don't have the entire day off. And then I think Troy and I and Shep are cleaning tonight. So we will be working later, but I will be partaking of the food here shortly. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day and getting your bellies full of turkey. Let's get in the show. The Fia belt. Obviously, Joe P., the guy's just unbeatable. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take. I think somebody's going to have to take a bat to his leg or something because this guy is just, nobody can beat him. Nobody can beat him. That was played on Sunday at Mauna Loa. Hey, by the way, if any local people here are looking to join a club, Mauna Loa Golf Club, just to give you a little background, it is the very first course built in the state of Hawaii, and supposedly the first course west of the Rockies, built in 1898. Started out as an 18-hole course, and then when they built Oahu Country Club or Honolulu Country Club, one of the two, it got reverted. I think Honolulu Country Club. It got reverted down to a 9-hole course, and it's got a lot of history. Amelia Earhart landed her plane back in the day on hole number 3. A lot of the members back then took pictures with her and stuff, and there's a proclamation in the clubhouse where she did that, where she landed the plane and stuff. So I guess there was an airport back in those days. They didn't have concrete runways, so they were grass runways, and there was an airport close by, and so they don't know if she had plane trouble and landed there on the golf course, or she thought that was the actual runway, because it is a longer fairway and wider fairway. They used to play polo down on that hole back in the day. But if anybody's looking to join, we are a summer private course. The public can play after 10:30, 11. The members have the preference, tee time preferences in the morning. But we just lowered the price there. It's only a $200 initiation fee and then $220 a month. And that covers your golf, unlimited golf, as much as you want to play. And the only additional charge is the golf cart. If you play 9 holes, it's $8, or if you play 18, it's $15. So, and we're looking to get new golf carts here soon, electric carts. So it's probably the best deal in town if you're looking to play, and you play to get your monies out of it. All you have to do is play like 5 times a month. And obviously you probably would play more than that. It's a challenging course. And the greens are in excellent shape. The tee boxes are in good shape. The only issue we have is our fairways are a little dry because we don't water the fairways. Every time we turn on a sprinkler in the fairway to put some water down on it, one of the pipes break because they're so old. So there's we're always repairing stuff. Well, we haven't for a while, knock on wood. We haven't had to do that for a while, but it's a great course. It's a challenging course. The membership, it's not like your typical private club. The membership, they're a bunch of great guys. Everybody has a good time. There's different groups that you can actually go out and hook up with and play golf with. They play almost daily. There's some guys that play every single day. Other guys play 2 or 3 times a week, but it's a great club, and the membership are great people. So if you're interested, give us a call at Mauna Loa Golf Club at 839-2311. Okay, so that was the FIA. Next week, Sunday, we'll try to get that belt back from Joe. I don't know if they're going to play this week with the holiday, but we'll see. It's a possibility. Beach Boys, we played Coral Creek on Monday. I did not have such a great round. End up shooting 80, 37 on the first 9 and 43 on the back. Troy retained the belt, and the only reason he retained the belt was because he and I were the only 2 people playing. Dan and Shep did not play. So we have to have at least 3 of the 4 horsemen there in order to compete for the big money belt. So Troy still retains the belt, and hopefully Dan or Shep plays this coming Monday. We play Eva Beach. So hopefully one of those guys play, and we can compete for the belt. But right now, Shep has his mom and dad in town, and I don't know if you guys remember when the 4 Horsemen was here in the studio and we did the podcast. I kind of was messing with Shep about, he brought up his dad or something when he was talking about golf and how he got into it and stuff like that. And I jokingly, I say it to him all the time, but I'm like, didn't your dad walk out when you were like 3 to go get milk and never came back as a joke? And he's like, screw you, Murph. But anyhow, his mom and dad are in town visiting right now. So that's pretty cool that he's getting to spend Thanksgiving with his parents. And, but it's kind of weird. He hasn't brought his dad around me, because I told him, I said, when I see his dad, I'm going to say, hey, it's nice of you to come back after going to get milk when Shep was 3, and him not seeing you since then. But I don't think Shep wants me to mess with him, although his dad's got a great sense of humor, apparently. Troy and Shep were playing at Hawakale a few days ago, and his dad was with him, and I guess Shep had hit one in the water, and his dad was like, hey, I thought we were golfing, not fishing. So his dad does have a sense of humor, obviously, and so I don't know why he wouldn't want to bring him around me, but yeah. I haven't seen him. I haven't met him, but I would like to. Hopefully he brings him on Monday. But we'll see. So Beach Boys next week this Monday is at Eva Beach. And like I've said in the past, if you guys are interested in joining the club, we'd love to have you on the Beach Boys. We play every Monday, somewhere different. We are just now getting the schedule ready for 2022, because that will begin in January. The club entry fee is $60 for the year, and that usually covers the Christmas party. With that being said, we are not having a Christmas party this year. We didn't have one last year either, and for a couple of different reasons. I mean, obviously with COVID, and then some guys don't want to, don't show up for the Christmas party, and you're ordering food for everybody, and then people don't show up. So not that the people that do show up mind taking home leftovers, because that's what we do. We just load everything up and take it home. But instead, what we've done the last 2 years is we picked a day in the month of December when we had club play, and then the club pays for the green fees and maybe the entry into the club, $25 club entry fee. So, and then he also gets some gift cards and stuff like that to give out based on like we draw a random card. We'll take everybody's scorecard, and then we'll just put them in a pile and then randomly draw out cards for the gift card. So this year, same thing. We're going to do pay for the green fees for one of the club plays. We don't know which one yet or anything like that. So just show up. If you show up and you're in the club, you may get your green fee paid for. But if you guys are interested in joining, go to beachboysgolfclub.org. It's our website, and you can contact one of us there, and I'll get back with you and get you set up to join. And I would suggest, like I said last time, if you're thinking about joining, or if you just want to come out and play as a guest, please get a hold of us and let us know. We try to make sure that we use all the tee times that we get, and then if we don't have enough people, we give it back to the course. But if you're interested in playing, like I said, contact us on there and we'll get you set up. All right, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hey guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you how. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, but Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other sites. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. VGA news. We have not had a VGA tournament this week. It will be next weekend. Will be our next VGA tournament. That will be at Eva Beach Golf Club. Same with that. If you're interested in joining the VGA, you just have to be either a veteran, active duty, retired, a family member of a veteran. You're more than welcome to come and join us and play golf. And you can go to the VGA website and sign up there. So PGA news. This past week, we had the RSM Classic in Sea Island, Georgia. The winner of that tournament, Taylor Gooch, his first PGA Tour win. So congrats to Taylor. He shot 22 under and tied the tournament record, which was set by Kevin Kisner back in 2014, who Kevin Kisner was one of the guys. I think he was listed second on the power rankings for this tournament to possibly win it. So he did not do very good, but Taylor ended up shooting 22 under, and he ended up winning by 3 shots over Mackenzie Hughes. Mackenzie won this tournament back in 2016. So congrats to those two guys, finishing 1 and 2. The next up on the PGA Tour, we got the World Hero Challenge, which is in the Bahamas. That is December 2nd through the 5th. Henrik Stenson is your defending champion in that tournament. And right now, they don't have any power rankings listed for this tournament, so we'll see what happens. I'll check for next week, and when I do the show next week, maybe the power rankings will be up for that tournament then. Obviously, no Korn Ferry Tour results because there's no tournaments until the January. Will be the first ones for January or February. Will be the first tournaments. So there's no Korn Ferry results. Okay, so there's no PGA golf this weekend. However, there is golf. We have the match. It's dubbed the match. Kind of like back when Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods did it in 2019. We have the match between Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. You know, they've had this ongoing tiff for the last year or whatever. And they've kind of been going back and forth at each other about stuff, getting their digs in and stuff like that. So, of course, they came up with this idea to have the match. And it's kind of just like when Tiger and Phil did it back in 2019. There'll be some on-course challenges. And what's weird is they're only playing 12 holes. And I guess that's because when they did the match, the 4-person match thing with the celebrities, I think it was the one, Aaron Rodgers, it took like forever. So they're trying to make it more TV friendly and make it only last for like 3 hours. So what it's, based on the TV time. So anyhow, there'll be a bunch of charities that'll be making out on this deal because the money is going to get donated. Capital One's putting in like $15 million into the community and grants to small businesses. So that's pretty cool. And then there'll be some other charities. There'll be charities on both parts of the golfers. I I think DeChambeau, he's going to be contributing to Shriners Hospital, and Koepka is going to be donating money to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So they'll be making out on it. I think it's raised like $30 million, and it also they donated like 10 million meals through the Feeding America program. So it has done a lot of good for the communities and raised money for these organizations. So this will be doing the same thing. I guess they're going to have, like, on the par threes, they'll have a closest to the hole challenge. And I guess $50,000 gets donated to the player's charity, who's the winner of that. And then if they're within 5 feet of the hole, that donation then jumps up to $150,000. And if any of the players makes a hole-in-one, it goes to $2 million that they'll be getting donated. So hopefully there's a couple hole-in-ones. That'd be awesome. Bump up that pot. So it's going to be played in Vegas. It's going to be at the Wynn golf course on the Vegas Strip. And to watch it, you can watch it on, I think TNT is going to have it. And they're also going to be a simulcast on TBS, True TV, and HLN. So, and that's another thing. One of the commentators for this is going to be Charles Barkley. Now, if any of you guys know Charles Barkley and seen any of his swing, he's got the most crazy swing of anybody. But he's been working on that. And I swear I saw a video the other day that his swing, he doesn't have that little hitch in his swing anymore. So that's crazy that he was working with Hank Haney and some other Ledbetter, I think, trying to get him straightened out. But it's weird seeing him swing and not have that little hitch, that stop in his swing that he has from his transition from backswing to downswing. But he's going to be one of the commentators, so that should be pretty funny. Also related to the PGA, but there's video of Tiger out there making some swings on the range at a course, and obviously he's not going after it swinging full power, but at least he's out there hitting some balls. So I don't know. I've had discussions with guys, and I don't think he's going to be back and playing competitively. And when I say playing competitively, he may come out and play a tournament, but I don't think he's going to be competitive in it. And people were like, "Oh, you're crazy. It's Tiger Woods." Yeah, well, he had a broken leg too. So I'm not saying he can't do it. I mean, I don't hate Tiger, but that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough from coming back from that. But we'll see. If anybody can do it, it's him. I don't put anything past him. Don't tell my buddies, but every time we discuss him, I act like I don't like the guy just to get, under their skin a little bit. But anyhow, let's take another short break and we'll be right back. If you haven't heard the new C Money Baby album yet, you're missing the best thing to come out of Ohio since Jim Tressel. Smart Boy, Dumb Decisions is a look into the life of C Money Baby, lately filled with loss, pain, struggle, and danger. The Gym City rapper gives you high-energy bangers and deep introspective slow jams. To check out the album, just search up C Money Baby. Don't forget the baby on your favorite streaming platform, or visit www.smartboystudios.com. Also, don't forget, Corey Gossett is dropping a song every single week this year. Stay up to date by following him on Spotify or Apple Music by searching Corey Gossett, or look him up on Instagram or Twitter under @KidWhoCameBack. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, and any upcoming events. If you'd like to support Smart Boy Studios and their artists, head to threads.smartboystudios.com and check out the merch. They have hats, hoodies, shirts, and more. All right, welcome back, everybody. So one of my listeners has asked me to go over the handicap stuff a little bit. I am the handicap chairman for the Beach Boys, and I also take care of the handicap stuff at Moanalua. But so just to briefly kind of go through handicaps, obviously the handicap is it's a measure of the number of extra shots over par a person is expected to take on a course. So if the par is 72 on a course, and let's say somebody's an 8 handicap, then they're expected that they'll shoot around 80. They'll shoot 80 for that course. And the handicap changes based on course to course and tee to tee. It could be, you could have, if there's 4 sets of tees at a course, you could have 4 different handicaps for each tee. That's a little bit different from the old way when they did it, because I don't think your handicap changed from tee to tee back then. But with the new World Handicap System, going from GIN to the World Handicap System, you could have a different handicap for each tee on that course. So that's what the handicap, what it means. It's just that measure of how many extra shots over par you're expected to take. And it's also used to level the playing field between players of different playing abilities. So if I'm a 3 and 2 other guys, one is a 6 and one's a 10, that makes it so that when we play our match, say we're playing a Nassau match, 5-5-5, $5 on the back, $5 on $5 on the front, $5 on the back, $5 overall. With handicaps, that gives those players that have higher handicaps an opportunity to compete against somebody on more of a level playing field that's a lower handicap. So if they had the same, if they were both 10s, they would just play even. But a player that is a 10 and a player that's a 3, that player that's a 3 has to give that player that's a 10 7 strokes. And it's the strokes on the hardest handicap holes. Each hole on a card has a handicap value. So the hardest hole on that course has the handicap of 1. That's the number 1 handicap hole. Normally, on the majority of most cards, 18-hole cards, all the odd number handicap holes are on the front 9 or on the back 9, and all the even are on either the front or the back, opposite of what the odds are. So all the odd numbers, for the most part, on the front 9 are the handicap holes, and all the odd, even numbers on the back 9 are the handicap holes. There is a difference, though. There is one course here, especially in Hawaii. Hawaii Prince has 27 holes. There's 3 different sets of 9s, A, B, and C. So on their scorecard, each A, B, and C each have handicap holes rated 1 to 9. And so it's a little tougher to figure out the handicaps when you're playing that course, because, for example, say you play the A course and then you play the C course. So the A course, you play the A course first. So hole number 1 will be the number 1 handicap hole. And then you go to course number C, and hole number 1 on that course will actually be handicap hole number 2. So you got to go back and forth and figure out which hole is the even handicap holes and the odd handicap holes. So it's a little tougher on that course to do, but once you get it down, it's not that bad. It's kind of hard to do when you're like right away there doing it and trying to get it figured out. But if you've had some time and you can sit down and look at it and go over it, it's not that difficult. Handicaps, when you're entering scores. So to get a handicap, you either have to be a member of a club, or you can go to like Roger Dunn, and don't quote me, but I think it's like $25 for the year. for the handicap, and that will they will issue you a handicap, a GIN number. And then you can enter your scores in. You can download the mobile app and enter your scores in to the mobile app to get your handicap established. Now, with the new system, after your first 3 rounds, they will issue you a handicap, an initial handicap. Then after you have been playing and entered more scores in, they base your handicap on your best 8 scores out of your last 20 rounds. It's a little different from how it used to be before. It used to be your best 10 scores out of your last 20 rounds. They've lowered it now to your best 8 rounds out of 20 scores. And the revision, your handicap revises every single day. So say you play today, Thursday, and you play at 1 o'clock this afternoon. By midnight, you need to enter your score in to the handicap system. And the reason you have to do it by midnight is because it revises the very next day. So if there's a change, if there's a big enough change, your handicap could change daily to a different number. It's not going to be that big of a change because you're only dropping out, like I said, one of your scores out of the last 20 if that other score is a lower score. Or I'm sorry, it's still going to drop out, but your lower score, if it's the lowest out of your 8, it'll be included in your next handicap revision. Not only that, but it also accounts for weather. So the way they do it with the weather, I believe, is if enough people enter scores in that are outside their normal range, they look at the weather and they compute that in also. But it doesn't change it much. It's only like either +1, -1, or even, or 0, or it's not a very big change at all. The average handicap for a man is 14.2. Let's back up for a second. When you're entering those scores in, the way they suggest you do it is that you enter it in hole by hole. There's a spot there in the app where you can enter it hole by hole, or you can enter total score. The reason they want everybody, or they prefer everybody enter it hole by hole, is because the program will automatically adjust your score. Because the max number of strokes you can take on any hole is net double bogey. Now, net double bogey is whatever your score is minus your handicap, if you have a handicap on that hole. So say on the very first hole, I get it's a par 5, and I take an 8 on the hole. That's one of my handicap holes, so I get a stroke on that hole. So my max that I can take is a 7. The program will adjust that for my card, for my handicap, I mean. And if you don't enter it hole by hole, then you have to manually go in and figure out your scorecard to make it max double bogey. The program does that for you. That's why they prefer everybody just enter them hole by hole. Other than that, you put your scores in. They want you to have somebody attest your score, so you need to have somebody playing with you. There are some people that are not completely honest. They're called sandbaggers. And what they do is they put in real high scores so their handicap goes up, so they get more strokes in competitions. And, that's not fair. And then you got guys that'll do the opposite. They want people to think they're a really good golfer, so they'll put really low scores in. It takes their handicap down, but then they may be a 2 handicap and they go out and play and they shoot 100. And when I say 100, that doesn't mean that a 2 handicap cannot shoot 100. It is possible, but they won't do it on a regular basis. They won't do it daily. And so you can have people that do it both ways. So technically you're supposed to have somebody attest your scorecard, and then you enter it in, or you turn it in. Like, I'm the handicap chair for the Beach Boys, so I get all the scorecards at the end of the day for play, and then I enter all the scores into the computer, into the handicap system. Like I said, new players, you're going to get a handicap after 3 full rounds. And then players that have been playing for a while, they're going to take your best 8 scores out of your last 20 rounds. Now, I get asked a lot of times about the handicap calculation. How is it calculated? There is a formula. I've never, I shouldn't say that. I have used it when I've established a new handicap for somebody coming into the club, their initial handicap. But it's not used on a regular basis by me. It's used by the computer, the system. But how they figure up your handicap, it's your handicap index. You take that and you times that. You times that by the slope rating divided by 113. Now, 113 is the average rating on a course is 113. So you times your handicap index by that value, the slope rating divided by 113. Then you take that number and you add that to the course rating minus par. So whatever the course rating is, and then you subtract 72 if that's what par is. Whatever that number is, you take that and you add that to that first number that you got. The slope rating divided by 13 times the handicap index. So, like I said, it's kind of it's a confusing thing, and you really don't need to know that unless you're a handicap chairman and you're figuring out handicaps for your clubs. The Gen app that you download to enter your scores and stuff, it has a handicap calculator on there. So all you have to do is punch in what course you're playing, what tees you're playing, and it will spit out what your course handicap is for that course. Because it could be different. Even though your handicap index is, for example, I'll use myself. My handicap index is a 3.3. That doesn't mean that my course handicap when I go to that course is a 3.3. It could be lower or higher depending on what tees I'm playing. And so you can't just say that your handicap is a 3.3. It's not. It'll never be a 3.3 at any course. That's not going to be your course handicap. It'll be just a whole number, like 3 or 1 or 4 or 5, depending on whatever tee you're playing. I think like for Coral Creek, my handicap was a 1 from the white tees. That's the tees that the club plays from for the men. The women play 1 tee up, the forward tees. But for Coral Creek, my handicap from the white tees was a 1. But if I would have played the red tees, I would have been at a +4, meaning I'd have had to give it 4 strokes. So, and I think from the blues, I would have been I want to say a 4, but I'm not 100% sure. A -4, I think. So the handicap is used to level the playing field. Now we do, and it could be, you can do it where if you're playing a guy that's say a 20 and you're a single digit handicap, say a 4, and you have to give him 16 strokes. You can do it where you agree with the person like, oh, well, he's better than a 20. He can play better. He doesn't do it on a regular basis, but he can. So maybe you tell that guy, okay, I'll give you 80% of your strokes, 80% of your handicap. I've done that with a few guys that are better players that just have a high handicap because they've had a couple bad rounds. And that's why, by the way, that's why double net bogey is the max you can take on any hole, is because you shouldn't be penalized for having a bad hole where it affects your handicap that much. Because everybody's going to have a bad hole or two now and then. But that's part of the reason why it's double net bogey only. That's the max you can take. The handicap is also used to give you a marker or a idea of how you're improving in your golf game. Because obviously, the better you get, the lower your handicap is going to get. So, anyhow, I hope that explained a little bit more about the handicaps. And like I said, if you guys have any other questions or topics you want me to discuss, please shoot me an email or if you see me, just ask me. That's what happened with this guy. He saw me and asked me about it. So I thought I'd talk about it today when we did the show. But if you guys have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, shoot me an email at murphsplace808@gmail.com. If you want to help support the podcast, I appreciate everybody's support that is helping me out putting the show out. You can do that. There's a tab there to become a supporter. Thank you guys for all everybody that's listening. I mean, I looked over some of the analytics the other day, and there's like 15 different countries people listening to the show. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day or night, like Steve likes to listen to me at night so he can go to sleep. And I keep telling him, I'm like, am I that boring that my voice or is my voice just that soothing that I put you to sleep? I don't know. But anyhow, no, I appreciate everybody listening to the show, and thank you guys. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are getting your bellies full of turkey. I just got a text here shortly that my food is going to be ready here soon, so I'm going to wrap all this up and get ready to go eat some turkey myself. The bad thing about eating turkey, I got to go to work after I get done. And, turkey has, what's it called? Tryptophan or whatever that stuff is, that hormone that makes you sleepy. So it's gonna really suck. I'm gonna eat that turkey and then I'm gonna get tired. I don't want to have to go to work. But anyhow, so hey, if you guys are playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them often. Aloha, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.